It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be your host for this absolutely invigorating, robust lifestyle show. I would like to first thank each one of our listeners that have tuned in live today and the ones that will be listening to the recording on the podcast. I am just so very grateful for each and every one of you. And you are all in for a very, very special one today, because I have with me my returning diva, Beth Lauren Parrish, and her and I are going to chat about focusing on the everyday magic. Oh man, is this going to be fun? So Beth, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joyce. I'm Beth Lauren Parrish, and my business is called Inspired Riding. I'm a certified riding instructor, remote coach, and now I'm a rapid transformational therapy practitioner, which is a unique form of hypnotherapy. I help equestrians learn how to really slow down and trust their intuition, listen to their horses, and really understand what it is to dance with their horses in a co-creative way so that both human and horse have a magnificent and magical time.
Oh, I love it. Everything was just talking about magic right from the start. Inspired riding. What a magical theme that is, to be inspired in your riding, and then as you ended it, have a dance with your horse. Oh my goodness, I loved it all. That'll just fall right into everything we're going to focus on today on the everyday magic, girl. Well, what would you like to first tell our listeners today to share with them about how to enjoy and focus on just every day the magic that's around us?
I think it's really important to remind ourselves that we are the magic. We bring the magic into the world. So one of the first things I do in the morning is I put my hand on my heart and say, how can I bring more magic to my life right now? How can I bring more magic to other people's lives? So if you start your day like that, with that kind of focus, it's absolutely incredible. So then you start looking for things. Joyce and I were just talking about this before it started, but you start looking for the magic. And I walk outside and I saw the biggest butterfly. It was the size of my palm. It was yellow and black. And I'm like, well, hello there. And it was just amazing. And then I walk out and I see the most beautiful, huge spider web, and the light is hitting it just right, so it's got this little rainbow twinge to it. And it just reminds us to just slow down and look around and look for the most beautiful things that we often overlook when we're rushing about.
Oh, how very true that is. And I loved how you started this with we are the magic. We bring the magic into it each day. That is just so very true. And how to start by living from your heart, and then you will really be able to see the magic. Oh, that is just beautiful. And when you're talking about butterflies, I know we were talking before the recording started, and I'm like, oh my goodness, either I'm more awake or something, but I am just seeing butterflies everywhere this summer. I have seen the most beautiful, colorful ones. I've seen little purple ones. I've seen white ones. They're just multiple everywhere, and they're just so beautiful. They bring so much magic, the way they flutter around and how they can fly, and it's magical just watching them.
Absolutely. And like I was saying, whatever, we said this in the last one too, whatever you focus on will expand. So if you keep looking for the magic, looking for the butterflies, they'll keep showing up. And I love thinking about butterflies in general. I was just talking about it with a client recently because, when I go through these hypnotherapy sessions, it can feel really heavy at first because you're letting go of a lot of things that were stuck in our bodies. And once you process that, it really feels like you're in that cocoon state. And I said, I promise you, if you keep moving forward, you will bust out and become the most beautiful butterfly. So it's worth it. Like, keep moving forward. So if you're in a cocoon state wherever you are in life, just know that, keep looking for the little things. I call it like radical self-care. Like, you just want to think, how can I think of something right now to make myself feel a little bit better? It might be like literally just thinking, I choose to feel better in this moment, like just changing your thoughts. So you could change your thoughts. You could literally start moving and like get some music going, dance around if you need to, go and find a new physical activity that'll engage your mind. So a lot of times people don't see the magic because they're so stuck in the mediocrity and just going with the same routine all the time. And they just, that's all there is in their reality. And so sometimes, unfortunately, a big thing has to happen to shake them up, to make them realize that they have to get back into appreciation mode for being alive. And then from there, then they can start looking for the little things that create magic in their lives. But I'd love to get them before they have to have those uh-oh moments and remind them that if they start looking for magic now and get in appreciation mode now, it'll slow them down, and hopefully those big moments don't have to happen. And I say that with all sorts of love because I've been through a bunch of those uh-oh moments, and specifically for riding. So, like, let's say you're going to ride, and there's a little gut feeling saying, I'm not sure if I should ride, but then they just push through anyway, and then an accident happens, and they're like, dang it, I should have listened to myself. So that's why we started with you are the magic. You have tons of support, inner guidance. You can call them angels, you can call them universe, you can call them God, whatever you want. But if you slow down and actually listen to your intuition that way, you'll save yourself, and then more magic can transpire. That was a big tangent.
But man, that was a lot said and so very, very true. I'm like, I loved it. With changing your thoughts, that is just huge. Yeah. If you're thinking negative, just stop a minute, take a breath, and start to think about, like you said, appreciation, gratitude. What can you be grateful for rather than what can you be negative about? And when you start focusing that, to me, it starts a circle that starts to change your thoughts, and you're coming into a much happier place. And you can start to see the magic that is around you rather than focusing on, I wish I was here, I wish I was there, or on and on and on you can go. So, yeah, that is, I love the appreciation and changing your thoughts and listening to your intuition. How many times? Oh, man, it's almost daily. I mean, I'm like, okay, even little things, it's like, okay, I should have listened there. Yep. I should have. So, yeah, I just listen to that inner guidance, that beautiful intuition that we all have.
Absolutely. And if you let that take the forefront of your focus, then more magic can unfold. I have a daily ritual, which I haven't been doing this past week, which I need to get back to, actually. I'm looking over now in my little journal. I usually write and say, what am I going to focus on today? We had family visit, and it kind of threw off my routine, so I have to get back into it. But in any case, when I sit down and write in my journal, I ask my inner guidance, like, what should I focus on today? And it always surprises me, and it always makes me laugh, or sometimes it's really beautiful insight, and then I'll just take a picture of it and share it in my group so people can get that insight as well. But if you start your day with things like that, and it really gives yourself a few minutes to just check in with your own magic and say, hey, what do I need to do? And then it'll really help set the tone for the rest of the day, because then once you feel better, your vibration raises, and then you can start helping other people in the world. And then that's what creates more magic and more beautiful ripples out.
Oh, how so very true. I love that you keep a journal on what you should focus on daily. That's incredible. I love that kind of journal because I do a gratitude journal daily, or sometimes it's 2 days that I combine together, but I love that to focus on daily. And it only takes such a few moments of your time, but how it can change the focus for your whole day. And check in with your magic. I love that saying. That's perfect. Just check in with what your intuition and what your inner guidance is telling you for that day. Oh, Beth, those are some beautiful, beautiful golden nuggets for our listeners to be listening to. I love them both.
Thank you so much. And if you like, I can actually share one of them if that interests you.
Oh, I would love for you to. That would be fantastic.
Okay, here's one. This was July 6th, so just a couple weeks ago. And it says, you need to keep being you all in caps. Show up fully, and everything and everyone will adjust. Enjoy the feeling of owning your power. You've got this times 1 billion. And then it says, yes, all in caps again. Now breathe that in and let the magic pixie dust settle. See it swirl and then let it come back, in and out, give and take, with the infinity symbol, always and forever. So that was just one little entry. It's just like, oh yeah. And then they'll have other things like just super really specific, like do this part for your business today, do that for the business. I mean, it's so varied. It's really interesting.
Oh, that is. Oh, those were some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Keep being you. And how true that is. I always say, don't compare yourself to anybody else because you were made unique. You were made just for you. And keep being you. And oh my, the magic is right there. Just like you started it with, we are the magic. And when you keep being you, you are the magic. Oh, that is gorgeous. And own your own power. How beautiful that is too, because we each have that individual power, gifts that we have been given by God, the universe, however you want to think about it. And if we own them and start to show up fully with them and be ourselves, what a beautiful, beautiful way you can be able to have the magic inside of you to share with others. Oh, that was all beautiful. I loved that one. That was really, really good. And that was just one day.
Right? Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because I have so many journals filled. So, it's really fun to look back. I did get a moment thinking maybe I could put those into a book, but I'm already writing a different book, so I can't get myself too crazy with so much. But in any case, I wanted to share a couple more thoughts regarding bringing magic into your life. And it's also just a way to kind of self-evaluate and to continue on your ever-evolving path to becoming the best human you can be. So one of the things I often do with my husband, so you can do this with your partner, loved one, anyone you care about, is we'll go on little walks and I'll ask him, is there anything that I can improve on to help our relationship get better? Like, is there anything that's been bothering you that you haven't said yet? Because we get real busy in life. And, we might have little moments where we might say something or not do something, and then our partner kind of like puts in the back of their head, and then it could start growing later into something called resentment that we don't enjoy. So it's always good to just like do a check-in, like, hey, how are things going? So even if you were to schedule that like once a week, like every Sunday morning we go to this special park and we take our dogs. And it's really wonderful to connect that way and chat about life. And so I think it's important to do that for the humans in our lives, but then also to tune in with our animals and ask them if there's anything you need to make, any changes to help them, live their life fully, and so that you can live together in the most beautiful ways possible too. And it's a nice way to kind of take a step back and go, okay, is there anything we need to change right now? Because people, like I said, get stuck in the everyday and they get stuck in routines. And then and they think everything's fine, but then all of a sudden something big happens, and it could have been prevented if they actually had done these little self-checks. So
right.
I think that's another beautiful way to create more magic, because you're honoring all the things around you as well as yourself and your own improvements,
Right. Oh, yes. That is just beautiful. A great way to connect and to find out if there's something, like you said, that's been bothering them, that maybe they didn't even think that much about it, but you're asking and finding ways to help improve yourself and open up lines of communication. And I love it, too, that you said with your animals, because that was the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Was ask your animals what can you do to help them, or what is something that they are thinking about, and they will tell you, and that is what is beautiful. They are so open and so honest, and that's what I love. They don't hide it. They will be honest with you all the time, and that is one of the most beautiful things about animals to me, is how their honesty. It's just right there. They're very high integrity because they're always honest with you.
Yep, and they keep us on our toes. I always joke about how my animals are training me.
Definitely.
As I give my girls cookies right now, because they're being so good. Yes.
I know. I hear you completely. I'm always giving them treats and loves and hugs because, you guys are so good. Oh, you helped me so much. And yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, those are just some great ways that people can connect with the magic in their life. And just, something even to me this morning, I walked outside and the birds were just singing, just beautiful. Red birds are just my favorite of all times, and I say it on almost every show how I love my red birds, but they were just singing away this morning the whole time I was feeding the horses and messing with them, and they were just singing. It was just so beautiful, and I was hearing, have a magical day. The magic is the same things you were saying, and it was just,
I love it.
It was just so fitting. It was just beautiful. They were just like, they knew what we were going to talk about today, and they were just telling me and reaffirming it all. So yeah, they are. I love to listen to them. They always leave a message. They're my little message givers. I call them my angels that always come and give me messages with their singing, and it is just beautiful to listen to their music. So those are another way that I find the magic in every day, listening to them and hearing what they're saying and just seeing their beauty when you see them come out of the trees. It is breathtaking for me.
I love that so much. I was going to ask you what your magic was, so that already answered that. I love it. But yeah, I love going out and just looking around and just taking the bigger picture in and thanking nature, thanking the trees, thanking them for letting me be in the space with them, because they're going to be here way longer than me,
Oh, yeah.
It's just thinking about how grateful I am to be alive, in this moment. And when you get to that space, everything is magic. You're like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing. Yeah, even doing dishes. You have to think, wow, I have dishes. I have food I get to eat. This is so cool. And then it just turns into magic that way. So if anyone gets kind of annoyed about doing chores, just take that step back and you'll feel way better.
Just turn it into a positive rather than a negative.
Yep.
Definitely. Oh, I love it. And that is good, because dishes would be my one thing that I really have to look at positive ways to do it. Thank goodness I have a window to look outside while I'm doing them.
Well, I tend to put on podcasts or audiobooks. So that way it keeps my mind engaged. And that's the other thing. Like if you push yourself to keep learning something, then you're creating new neural pathways, and that's going to keep you in that more positive mindset because you're always looking for new ways to be. And, you know, in those positive changes, then you can find magic everywhere because you're like, oh, I never thought about thinking about something like that in this way, you know, and just gives you new perspective. So whenever you feel like there isn't enough magic in the world, get out there and learn something new. And that's going to make a huge difference. Become a beginner in something. And then you're going to get yourself into that humble state. And then you look back as you keep going. And then you can become really proud of yourself. I mean, that's how it was when I was learning how to do this hypnotherapy. I was telling my friends the other day, I started out the first 2 months, I felt like deer in the headlights, like, what did I get myself into? And now I'm like, I've done 50 private sessions successfully, and I am so over the moon grateful that it's going so well and that the transformations are happening and everyone's responding beautifully, and I'm just so excited that I can do this and offer this help for people. So that to me is huge magic right there. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to help people in that way and so quickly. I mean, I've done so many writing lessons in my life, and you see little improvements here and there. But when people have epiphanies from talking to their subconscious about something that's been holding them back for more than 40 years, and then they're able to let it go in one session, that to me is like, it's still like, it makes me shake my head like, this is unbelievable stuff, but it works. So, yep.
Oh, Beth, that's incredible. Oh, I love that. Oh, congratulations on that. You have been very successful with that. That is in the magic itself, is being able to do that and see the magic come out of other people by releasing what they've been holding inside of them that maybe they didn't even realize was holding them back so much. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those where I couldn't understand why I was so shaky whenever I would talk in front of crowds or, you know, do a Facebook Live, or, you know, the first couple of times I was ever interviewed on a podcast like this, my whole body would shake, and I'm like, what is going on? So my first RTT session with another student, we found out that when I was a little girl, my family took me to see Broadway shows all the time, and one of them was called Little Shop of Horrors, and it was about an alien plant that would eat people. So my little mind at 5 years old equated being on stage as a really scary place because you could get eaten, you know.
My goodness.
So anytime I would be quote unquote on stage and have to be in front of people and do my thing, I would start shaking. And now I don't get like that at all. It's amazing. Isn't that wild? Like that came up, and I was laughing about it during the session, and the student was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is hilarious. I never would have thought of this, and it makes so much sense."
Oh, that is incredible. I love it, and how you release that and let go of that and made it where now you really enjoy it, and all the teaching you're doing and everything. Oh my goodness. And went back to when you were 5 years old. That's incredible. I love that.
Yeah, because then you realize, I understand it now, and now I do not need that old program running in my mind. You think your mind like a computer, you know? Like, let's just install some new programming. So anytime I get to do stuff like this, I'm like, ooh, this is exciting. I can't wait to be able to connect with people. And then I feel fine. And there's like zero shaking. It's amazing. So, yeah.
Oh, that is unbelievable. That is really neat how hypnosis can help people to bring out things like that. And going back into childhood and things, and I've heard, I've heard a lot of times that a lot of problems do go way back to childhood, things that have happened. Like you said, it reminds me of what you said, like what you and your husband do, or what you should do with the animals, how to make yourself a better person. It was something that you just kind of buried inside of yourself, and look how it built to make a problem that you didn't even realize where it came from. And that's exactly how a lot of things happen. They just start to build if we don't address them. Yeah.
We'll give meaning to things, even if it really wasn't that big a deal in the big picture. But as little kids, even babies, I can't tell you how many people regress back to when they're babies or even in the womb and they hear stuff with their parents talking, and then it gives them feelings and attach thoughts to that, and then that old program is running and they didn't even realize it. It's wild. It's so wild. Our minds are spectacular, and once we can tap into the power of our minds, then we're unstoppable. That's serious magic.
That is serious magic. Well, I would love to sometime do a show with you and go into more detail on the hypnosis. We've touched on a few things on how it can bring out the magic in people, but I think that would be great if give our listeners more of a in detail of some of the things that it can help with and different ways like that, if you would be open to have a show about that sometime.
I would love that. And we can also make it writing specific, because I've been doing a lot of work helping people gain confidence for writing. I had one woman who hadn't been writing in 8 months, and after the one session, she started writing and has been writing every day since. I was like, this is so cool.
Wow.
But yes, I would love to do that next month. Let's plan on that.
Let's plan on it, because that would be fantastic. Oh, my goodness. I'm excited already for next month. This will be awesome.
Me too. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Well, Beth, as we start to come to a close with our show today, a couple things. If you have some final tips you'd like to leave, and also how our listeners may connect with you, because I'm sure they're going to hear things that resonate with them from this show and the upcoming show and would like to connect with you. So if you want to leave some tips on how to connect with you, that would be great.
Absolutely. Well, they can connect with me just by finding me on my website, inspiredriding.com. There's a contact page there. They could also join my group if they're horse riders, Inspired Riders. Just look for that. You can find that on the website as well. And then regarding tips, I would just say to find more magic, remind yourself you are magic. Ask how you can bring your magic to the world, and then focus on appreciating everything around you.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful tips. I love them. That was great, Beth. Well, Beth, I want to thank you so much for being my guest again on Robust Lifestyles, and I am so excited for our interview in August. It is going to be awesome, and you have a magical day, girl.
You too. Thank you so much, and may the horse be with you always.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, and you are so welcome. And I also want to thank each one of our listeners that have tuned in to this amazing, amazing interview with our incredible diva, Beth Lorne Parrish. Please share this show with all your family and friends and tell them about in August when she will be talking about hypnosis. Oh, this will be a good one too. And be sure to check out all the hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. Remember, have a fantastic day. Be kind to all. And remember, you are the magic. And check in with your magic. Give your animals that great big extra hug. And share all your love with them. And until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles, stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.